Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the summary for the day of 737 for the 1st of March. And we're going to start off with the Frontline Changes Report, and there is some significant change, change over at the Bakhmut front, over at Ivanivske. So over at Ivanivske, the Ukrainian mapping have been updated, and this time around they have acknowledged or somewhat semi-corroborated the changes or the updates from the Russian side. So Ivanivske, the Ukrainian side updates like a few days slower than the Russian side, and the information suggests that the Russian forces confirmed to have captured the entire eastern part of Ivanivske. In fact, also the entire southeastern part of Ivanivske, and this actually corroborates the previous report that I told you guys about. There's a high chance that the Russian forces will progress from the southern flank and to flank the Ukrainian forces from the south. However, the Ukrainian mapping do not acknowledge the Russian claims of the capture of this northern part of Ivanivske. This one is only exists in the Russian mapping, or in terms of the Ukrainian mapping, they do not acknowledge this change. So Ukrainian mapping so far, if you look at it, it's going to look like this. This is the Ukrainian mapping. It looks something like this. So this is the line here. This is where the front line is. It's a bit different from the Russians, where the Russians actually lines up here. So only the southern part is the same. So that's all from this one. We'll talk more in the SITREP. And the other frontline change is over at the Georgievka. So the Ukrainian mapping have updated and conceded. Finally, this part of the settlement has been fallen to the Russian forces. With the Russian forces continue to progress in this direction, the Russian claimed this area pretty long ago. However, it's only until now that the Ukrainians have acknowledged this change. However, the battle continues. It's continued to be a hard fight, so there's no other changes in terms of the Georgievka. And further south from Georgievka is Novomikhailivka. Ukrainian mapping also have acknowledged the Russian capture of this farm or warehouse or something over here, acknowledging that the Russian forces have changed the front line to this, which means that the Russians are progressing from the south, closing back up the front line and actually corroborating with the Russian claims. This actually is prompted due to geolocation of Russian forces at the northern edge of this industrial area, and they actually show their flag over this area, confirming their control over the southern part of Novomikhailivka. So the Ukrainians have no choice but to update their mapping into to reflect this new reality. But as such, Deep State UA is still the most reliable mapping out there. Even if they are slow, they are very seldom wrong. They are usually always right. So just that they are slow. So over at Trbivka, over at the Kupiansk front, there is Ukraine claims that the Ukrainian forces have actually progressed in this area here and captured this northeastern part of Trbivka. So this actually negated the Russian claims of capture from the 27 to 29 because now the Ukrainians basically have taken back part of this non-existing settlement. So this settlement is not even a settlement, it's just the name of this place because there's hardly any buildings around here. So this is basically just a battle of some grounds with a name. So that's all from the Trbivka region. And there's one last frontline change is over at Uruzaine. So over at the Velika Novosylka sector of the Donetsk front. And on the eastern part of Uruzaine, this is Uruzaine, and the eastern part, this tree line around here, this tree line is previously geolocated or confirmed to be under Russian control. This time around, there's a massive airstrike hitting this location, confirming Ukrainian positions at this edge of this tree line. And this airstrike basically shows that the Ukrainians during some time ago or recently have taken this position. They have attacked and captured this position and managed to send land troops and actually station and entrench themselves over at this position. And it attracted an airstrike. This also makes it is a reminder that the Russian forces may have all this front line, but they may not put troops to hold these lines. So this is something important to note. They operate on a different doctrine from the Ukrainians. For the Ukrainians, they will constantly put troops to entrench themselves, but the Russians will not necessarily entrench themselves. I'm not sure if I'm too loud. Yeah, I'm looking at the meter. It seems that I'm quite loud. So anyway, yeah, I can't adjust it right now. As in, like, I don't know if what are you hearing. So I'm gonna adjust over after recording. So sorry if it's a bit too loud. And that's all from the Frontline Changes Report.